Welcome to the Eric Avisar Show, where I feel obligated to talk about yesterday's debacle and disaster for Liverpool Football Club. The Reds traveling to Manchester City, suffering what will hopefully be their worst loss of the season, taking a 5-0 drubbing. The bigger story than the game itself, from my point of view, at least as a Reds fan, is Sadio Mane receiving a red card in the first half. A high boot to the head of Manchester City's keeper, Ederson. Look, Jon Moss ended the game effectively with that challenge. It was a brutal collision. Of course, Ederson was hurt. But I think Ederson's injury is the reason why Mane got the red card. He made an honest play for a 50-50 ball, only had eyes on the ball, had no idea Ederson was coming, who is 35 yards off his line. Gary Neville, one of the biggest Liverpool haters, said it himself, it's not a red card. So it's just a really hard pill to swallow, having Mane out for 3 games. Fortunately, one of those 3 is a League Cup match, so he will only miss 2 Premier League matches, leave against Burnley and Leicester City. And, of course, he can still play in the Champions League. So it's not, a total, catastrophe suspension-wise when you consider that he'll be missing 2 Premier League matches. But, man, he just ruined the game with that decision. And many other questionable calls made before that red card. Jon Moss is just a terrible referee, has no business officiating any matches. Let's hope the FA does the right thing and fires him. Now, from that red card on, Liverpool 1-0 down already, just completely fell apart. Ragnar Klavan, starting in place of Dejan Lovren, who is not fully fit after the international break, made an embarrassment of himself and proved why he cannot be a regular member of the Liverpool 11. He is a squad player, a reserve, should only be brought out for the cup matches at best, in my opinion. Just wasn't having it. Alberto Moreno, why does he keep starting when Andrew Robertson clearly is a superior option? I really have to question Jurgen Klopp's judgment with that. I have to question him a little bit for not even putting Philippe Coutinho in the squad. Would have liked to have seen him come off the bench. Hopefully he can fill the void left by Mane next week. But really, I think it says a lot when Liverpool's best player, the man of the match in my opinion, was Simon Mignolet, despite the fact that he conceded 5 goals, made so many great saves out there. Liverpool looked spineless from the moment Mane got red carded. Of course, you can remember Liverpool pretty much failing left and right to get any wins without Mane after he suffered his season-ending injury against Everton last season. I mean, they did win, but wins were extremely hard to come by. Can't become overly reliant upon Super Sadio. So, all in all, look, it was a rough day. I mean, there's really not many positives to take away. Leroy Sané's 5th goal was an absolute wonder goal. There are clear problems at Liverpool. People were wondering, why are the supporters upset after the lack of activity on transfer deadline day? Well, now you know why. Because the defense is not good enough and this team is not ready to contend for an EPL title, even though so much of the foundation is already in place. But when will Klopp fix the defense? Hopefully he will find an alternative to Van Dijk if he cannot sign him in January, because the bleeding has to be stopped here. So Liverpool, again, suffering a 5-0 defeat on the road against Manchester City. Quick time to bounce back. Going to face Sevilla Wednesday in the Champions League. Let's hope for the best, Reds. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel.